Three cities in Alicante province that are the happiest in whole entire Spain. The lack of properties, both for sale and for rental, that have started an authentic competitors' war between the real estate companies in Alicante province. Did you think that giant big corporations in Spain are more stable places to get a job? Well, think again, because this giant will be taking down 20% of its workers in Spain. Let's start today's Spain news update. Welcome back to the channel Spain Unlocked. My name is Anna, and as usual, once a week, we bring you the latest Spain news update. Today, we have different types of themes, but all of them are related to relocating to Spain and starting a new life here. First of all, let's talk about a Spain Happy Index 2025. This is a research that's being done every single year, and this year we've received already the results. And according to it, three cities slash towns in Alicante province are in the top of the happiest ones in the whole entire Spain. Overall, this index does have in takes into consideration different types of factors. For example, the amount of sunny days a year. We all know that the sunshine is something that makes us feel better, makes us feel more positive. We have more energy and we're willing to do more things and get outside and enjoy it. Vitamin D is very important too. So it takes into consideration places that have more than 300 days a year of sunshine. So obviously not all areas do qualify for it, but our Costa Blanca and coastal Mediterranean Sea areas actually do. Then obviously they check the safety, which is one of the most important factors. They check the quality of life, the proximity of basic services such as hospitals, education, health centers in general, supermarkets, local markets, the diversity of services inside of the village slash town or city, and overall proximity to nature, whether it's the sea and the beach or if it's mountains and natural parks, if it's inside, not by the seashore. So according to this, there's three of them, one of them having more than 90% of happiness rate index, which is Santa Pola. Santa Pola has 90.62%, which means that more than 90% of people here are happy. That is great, with the quality of life, with everything that they have. Obviously, this index is subjective slightly, so you shouldn't take it just as it is. It has to be analyzed because this types of indexes, this one in general, does not have and doesn't take into consideration the rentals, the property purchase prices, the thing that in summer it is gorgeous, but in winter some of these places might be absolutely empty with barely any services by the beach. The need of taking a vehicle in some of them, so it is slightly difficult to actually say, yes, this is the perfect place because it depends on what you actually need. Santa Pola is a great place in summer. It is way quieter in winter, so it's not suitable for everyone. You have to have a specific certain lifestyle to be able to adapt in this type of place. But it is very nice. It is lovely. It has every service that you would need, every basic service, and it has the beach nearby. Although in summer it might be too overcrowded, as some people say. The second on this list is Alicante City, the capital of our province. Alicante is gorgeous. We love our city. It is big, it is giant, but there's different neighborhoods suitable for everyone, for all different kinds of needs. There's all types of services that you can imagine. The quality of life, the safety, the beach, the nature, good schooling systems, pharmacies, a lot of supermarkets, cultural events. There's plenty of things here, and honestly, we get why so many of our clients actually choose Alicante for their relocation. Followed by the third one, which is Elche. Elche is a second largest city slash town after Alicante. It's connected with Alicante actually by a train that goes back and forth nonstop every 15 to 20 minutes. It is very convenient. to travel like this if you need to travel for work purposes or study purposes. Many people do it on a daily basis, and Elche is also very, very beautiful place to live. Plenty of family oriented neighborhoods, all services needed. The sea is not too far away either, and the property prices are slightly more reasonable than in Alicante. So, all three of these are in the top. There's some places in Murcia as well. There are some places slightly south and slightly up north by the Mediterranean coast. There's different ones of them, but here in Alicante province, we have three, which is already incredible. Obviously, there are smaller villages too that do not enter here because these are way, way smaller, but authentic paradises here on the Mediterranean coast. If you need help with deciding which place to move to, if you need some more information, feel free to contact us as usual by the information here down below. You have our email, our WhatsApp phone number, and our official website to check all the information that you need to know. Let's continue with the second news, shall we? And it is about an authentic um, war against real estate companies here in Alicante province due to the lack of properties, not only for rentals but for sales too. And here's the thing, previously we've seen that there was a huge amount of properties on sale. People were choosing between so many options. Nowadays it's not the case any longer. We start to see that we are slowly lacking properties in Alicante province, second-hand properties. The brand new buildings, the brand new properties that are being built right now, there's so many of them. There is a huge amount of those, but a lot of these properties, they have astronomical prices. These properties are thought for international investors because there is no way that a typical person with an average salary in Spain could afford potentially the mortgage for these types of properties. A lot of them have starting price starting from 350,000 euros and more. So a regular person will never ever be able to afford this type of mortgage because it's going to be more than 1,200, 1,100 euros a month, probably, depending on the years, obviously, and percentage rate. So it's quite a high mortgage, and a lot of people cannot afford that. So people are going for second-hand homes, like second homes that are not new. And the problem with this one in particular is that the cheapest ones are gone in a day, the less cheaper ones are gone in a few days, and the most expensive ones are the ones who stay in the market for slightly longer. And whenever you go to real estate companies, there is not enough properties for everyone, which is why real estate agents, what they do is they even bribe the concierge from the like the building, or they bribe the administration, which is the one that takes care of all the accounts of the community of neighbors of this building. And they go there, they say, I'm going to give you 10%, 5%, 20% commission. I'm going to give you like a few hundreds of euros if you'll tell me which place will be vacated soon, which place they're planning on renting, if this is going to be put on sale soon. Like if you give me all this information and contact details, I'll give you money. And if the operation is successful, obviously. And that is what's happening a lot of the times right now. Before, there were plenty of properties and real estate companies started to grow as mushrooms. Like every single day, a new real estate company popped up in the area. And there's streets where there's like 5 or 6 of them on one single street. But nowadays, many close because, or just go working online because there's not enough for everyone. They literally fight for every single property that you might find. And obviously, the most notorious ones, the biggest ones, those who invest more in publicity, in social media, in marketing in general, those are the ones who will survive. The most known ones, the biggest ones, the ones who have big offices with plenty of properties on them. But the smallest ones, oh, they have to fight quite a lot to be able to do so. And the properties that you see mostly in these types of real estate agencies are something that's not as desired, in not a good neighborhood, or for example, in a place where it's a fourth or fifth floor without elevator, which are properties that are difficult to be sold because people know that since you're born, we're not getting any younger, right? We're always summing up years, and eventually, unless you want to sell or unless the building decides they can actually put an elevator, it will become uncomfortable at some point to go up and down 4 or 5 floors several times a day. People know it, which is why they're not rushing into purchasing these types of properties. Or these also might be properties that are difficult to be sold, but because of the owners, because of how owners are, whether they put an astronomical price that this property is absolutely not worth for, because of the sentimental attachment they have to the property. They feel like it's worth millions and it's worth a lot to them, but the market value is not the same. Whether it's the location or whether the property owners just are really, really problematic. If you see a property that's been for a really long time on the market, there's always a reason why. And these are really, really difficult to be sold actually, unless there's a specific buyer for this particular place, which also happens sometimes. So as you can see, it is not easy. If you're planning on purchasing a property here in Alicante, whether it's a brand new one or a second hand home, you should do it now to avoid more issues and avoid prices going up, because prices won't go down in Spain. It is not an economic bubble as some people think. It is not the same as it was in 2000s, and prices will not drop in Spain. So prices will only go upwards, especially with the lag in the market. Do not wait. If you need to purchase something, purchase it now. You can contact us so that we would find you a perfect home here in Spain. But now is the best moment, and now is when also a lot of us locals actually are purchasing properties, because we know it's going to be more and more difficult with each month that passes. And now let's continue with the last news. Do you think that big corporations are always the most stable place where to work in? And while it might be true for a lot of these, it is also true that bigger corporations are the ones who grow faster, are the ones who develop new systems, new strategies, those who are trying to innovate constantly. And that is not always good for their workers, especially nowadays with the digitalization, with AI, with artificial intelligence, with so many programs and softwares that are supposed to make the work process easier, and a lot of the times even substitute some of the workers. And this has happened in the worldwide famous booking.com company. And this has happened in the worldwide famous booking.com. They have a building, they have a branch here, an office, central office in Barcelona, in North Spain, in Catalonia. And what happened is that they are officially laying off 20% of all the workers in that office, which is around 33 people. That's not a lot, but it's 20%. It's one fifth of all the workers. And why are they doing so? Well, obviously, because they're changing things. They are going towards more digitalization. They are trying to go with the artificial intelligence, improve the processes, make some processes automatic, and hence they don't need the workers that were doing all this job that they believe that artificial intelligence will be able to do instead of those. And honestly, they will be saving up more than 40,000 euros a year in salaries. And companies at the end are places that are seeking for profit. Obviously, companies might say, oh, we're a family, we're a big family here. No, that's not true. It's not a company, it's a place where you work. It's not a family, okay? Because company, if they need something, they won't be looking for their employees a lot of the times. And this is what happens normally. Company is a place that is seeking for profit. It was done with the sole purpose of profit. Okay, that's what it is. And if they can reduce costs to increase the profit margin, they will do so. Even if it means laying off one fifth of its workers, they will do so. And this is what happened here. Obviously, the vast majority of companies here in Spain are small slash medium sized. So these do not have that kind of money to automatize the processes completely, or do something like an AI to be able to avoid contracting workers. So it's not like everyone will disappear and everything will be changed for an AI. That's not true. But big corporations, those who have a lot of money, those who wants to go hand by hand with technology, are starting to invest in AI. And some, not all of them, but some of the workplaces will be decreased simply because there still have to be people who will supervise all the process, but not as many as there were previously are needed any longer. Thank you for accompanying us in today's latest Spain news update. Wish you a lovely day, great weekend, and we'll see you here on the channel this upcoming Tuesday with more villages on the Costa Blanca to discover. Which one's your favorite? Let us know here in the comments down below. Goodbye.